Let's settle a debate that has probably started at least 3 arguments in every group chat. DreamWorks villains versus Disney villains. Who would win in a fight? Today we'll be pitting 5 DreamWorks villains against 5 Disney villains, head to head. No plot armor, just raw power, ability, strategy, and the kind of unhinged confidence that only bad guys seem to possess. And without any further ado, let's get into it. Number 1. Tai Lung from Kung Fu Panda versus Shan Yu from Mulan. Let's start with Tai Lung, the man, the myth, the snow leopard who did not take his performance review well. Tai Lung from Kung Fu Panda is objectively one of the most physically impressive villains in animated history. This is a guy who broke out of a prison specifically designed to hold him. A prison carved into a mountain, guarded by 1,000 soldiers, with a rope bridge, giant rhinos, and multiple layers of security. And he did it in under 10 minutes, like it was nothing.
You serious?
His kung fu is described as legendary. He was trained by Master Shifu, which means he didn't just learn to fight. He learned to think, anticipate, and counter. He can neutralize nerve points, a trick that came in handy when he fought and defeated the members of the Furious Five. His reflexes are so sharp he can dodge crossbow bolts at close range. He has superhuman strength, agility, and the kind of emotional damage that adds at least 30% to his attack power.
Emotional, damn it!
Tai Lung doesn't just hit hard, he hits smart. And then there's Shaun Yu, the man who looked at the Great Wall of China and said, not tall enough. Shaun Yu is a different breed of dangerous. He's not a martial arts master, he's a warlord, a conqueror. He's physically enormous, and the film makes no attempt to be subtle about it. The man is built like a tank wearing a fur coat. He catches a sword mid-swing with his bare hand. He fights through fire. He takes an explosion to the face and shrugs it off like it was a light breeze. He also has tactical intelligence. He deliberately let the signal fires be lit because he wanted the Emperor to know he was coming. That's the kind of menacing confidence that either makes you the most dangerous man in the room or the most embarrassing. For Shaun Yu, it's the former. This matchup is where it gets genuinely debatable. Tai Lung's nerve strikes are his ace in the hole. In theory, he could end the fight in seconds if he lands one, but Shaun Yu's sheer size and durability make him a nightmare to get those precise shots in on. You can't nerve strike someone who's swinging at you like he's chopping wood. On the other hand, Shaun Yu's strength is devastating, but he's not trained in a style that accounts for someone as fast and technically precise as Tai Lung. Tai Lung would be moving at angles Shaun Yu has never encountered. This is a brawler versus a martial artist, where the brawler is very good at being a brawler and nothing else. Even with the advantage, Tai Lung has a known weakness, his ego. He got outplayed by Po because he couldn't resist the dramatic moment. Shaun Yu doesn't monologue, Shaun Yu just hits you. My verdict? Tai Lung takes it, but it's not clean. Shaun Yu will definitely make him work for every inch. He wins by experience and technique, nothing else. Number 2. Lord Shen from Kung Fu Panda versus Jafar from Aladdin. Lord Shen is what happens when you give a weapons genius a persecution complex and absolutely zero accountability. His canon event was when his parents banished him from his home, and so he invented a literal cannon to take it back. He fights with dual-bladed weapons, razor-sharp feathers used as projectiles, and a peacock tail that doubles as a shield. That makes him one of the most technically creative fighters in the DreamWorks roster. Shen is also a strategic mastermind. He thinks 15 moves ahead. He doesn't just want to win, he wants to architect the circumstances in which winning is inevitable. He conquered a city with a small army and a handful of artillery pieces. Just imagine what he'd do with a larger force. Jafar, on the other hand, is what happens when a sorcerer finally gets the power he always knew he deserved and immediately makes the worst possible wish. As Royal Vizier, Jafar was already one of the most powerful non-magical humans in Agrabah. He had a magical staff, hypnotic abilities, and a backup plan for every backup plan. But Genie Jafar, that's a different tier entirely. He casually rearranges reality. He can transform into a giant cobra, shoot lightning, or even reshape palaces.
Hold up. Wait a minute!
The only reason he lost is because without a master, all his genie powers are useless. Without that plot-specific Achilles heel, Jafar is an almost unstoppable force of magical will. This is the matchup where you really have to think about the terms of engagement. Shen's cannons are extraordinary, against armies and fortifications and anything that moves slowly enough to be aimed at. But Jafar is quite fast. He can dodge or even fly. He can turn himself into a being of living fire before the second cannonball even loads. The physics of Shen's greatest weapon stop working the moment his opponent can rewrite physics. But here's the argument for Shen. Speed and unpredictability. As a sorcerer, Jafar tends to spend time in talking and theatrics. There's a whole sequence before he transforms. In that window, Shen, who fights at terrifying speed with those blades, could be a genuine problem. Still, at full power, Genie Jafar is a near god level. Shen is a genius with sharp knives and artillery, but these are not equivalent tiers. My verdict? Jafar wins. Cannons are cool and all, but Genie Jafar can transform it into a bowl of hot soup before Shen even blinks. Number 3. Pitch Black from Rise of the Guardians versus Hades from Hercules. Pitch Black, aka the Boogeyman, is not a villain who fights you with his fists. He fights you with your own mind. Pitch's power is fear itself. He can manifest nightmares into physical form, corrupt the dreams of children worldwide, and spread his influence like a psychological plague.
No! God, please, no! No!
His nightmares, the black sand horses, are extensions of his will. He can sense fear the way a shark senses blood and water. The more afraid you are, the stronger he gets. And crucially, Pitch has range. His influence is global. He doesn't need to be in the room to hurt you. He's the villain version of I'm in your walls. Hades, meanwhile, is the ruler of the entire Greek underworld and one of the most powerful gods in the Olympian pantheon, who also happens to be extremely funny about it. But don't let the comedy fool you. When Hades removes his personal limiter, that whole stay calm or literally catch fire thing, he becomes genuinely terrifying. He has domain over death, commands an army of the undead, can banish souls, drain the life force from mortals, and when fully enraged, he ascends into a being of flame that not even Hercules can physically overpower. He has god-tier durability, which he showed when he survived getting punched into the river Styx. The issue with Hades is that his power is somewhat tied to cosmic bureaucracy. He operates within rules, which is also why he's always scheming instead of just doing. Now, this matchup is genuinely spicy because both of them are conceptual powers more than physical fighters. Pitch's fear manipulation is extraordinary, but Hades is a god. Does a god experience fear the way a mortal does? This is the central question. If Hades feels fear, Pitch can exploit it. But if Hades' divine nature gives him any immunity to that psychological attack, and gods in mythology often operate by different rules, then Pitch's primary weapon is just off. Conversely, Hades' domain is death and the underworld. Pitch is fear. These are two adjacent dark powers that don't quite cancel each other. But Hades' raw god-tier energy manipulation, his ability to command souls, and his divine resilience make him a terrifying opponent in sustained combat. The verdict? Hades wins. He's the ruler of the underworld, for crying out loud. What fear can Pitch use against him? The cosmic tier difference definitely closes this one out. Number 4. Death from Puss in Boots versus Maleficent from Sleeping Beauty. Let's be very clear about who Death is, because this matchup hinges entirely on it. The wolf in Puss in Boots: The Last Wish is not a bounty hunter. He is not a mercenary. He is the literal embodiment of death, the concept, and the finality. He's the thing that comes for you when your lives run out. He cannot be bargained with or persuaded. He doesn't come for money or revenge. He comes because it is time. The reason he works so well as a villain is that there is no conventional counter to him. You don't fight death. It's not a battle anyone can win, so you run. And the crazy thing is that he lets you run, because he knows that running doesn't change the outcome. He exists outside of the normal rules of a fight, which makes him arguably the most conceptually powerful entry on this entire list. Maleficent from Sleeping Beauty is, by Disney villain standards, at the absolute top of the power tier. She is self-described as the mistress of all evil. She commands dark magic with casual, almost contemptuous ease. She curses newborns at christenings the same way other people leave passive-aggressive notes.
What do you mean by that?
She can control lightning or summon walls of thorns that can grow fast enough to ensnare a galloping horse. She even commands an army of goons, and when she's genuinely threatened, she transforms into a colossal fire-breathing dragon. And that fire is not orange like any normal dragon, it's green. That's villain fire, the worst kind. And when they fight, Maleficent comes in swinging, and she should. Dragon form, green fire, dark magic that reshapes reality around her. On raw power alone, she's in a tier that very few villains villains on either roster can touch. She would absolutely make Death work for this. But here's the thing, Maleficent is powerful, but she's not immortal, which means she can be killed. Death, on the other hand, cannot be killed. The only thing Maleficent can do is stall for time by throwing everything she has at him. The dragon form buys her a few brutal, genuinely terrifying rounds. It does not change her fate. Eventually her time will run out and Death will be there, waiting. My verdict? Death wins, not because of a storyline, but the concept itself. Like I said earlier, no one can defeat Death. When his sides come out, the story ends, and Maleficent's story has always had a last page. Before we reveal the final matchup, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe to our channel. If you like the matchup so far and you'd like to see more videos like this, please leave a comment down below. We post new videos every week, so don't miss out on new updates. Number 5. Megamind vs. Syndrome from The Incredibles. Megamind is, at his core, a genius who built an entire career around fighting the hero and losing on purpose. When he fought Titan for real, he won. He triumphed against a guy with superpowers, which should tell you how dangerous he is when he actually tries. His inventions are absurd in the best possible way. A D-gun that shrinks objects, a brain-bot army, hover vehicles, a transformation watch that lets him disguise as literally anyone. The Metro Man disguise worked perfectly until it didn't. He synthesized a serum capable of giving a normal human superhuman powers. He built a robot that can go toe-to-toe with Titan, who had the powers of Metro Man. Megamind's advantage is adaptability. He doesn't just have a plan B, he has plans B through Z and then he starts improvising. He's an alien whose brain is literally bigger than a human's, and he has weaponized that brain over a lifetime of being underestimated. Syndrome, on the other hand, is what happens when a gifted kid's rejection letter turns into a 30-year supervillain origin story. And honestly, fair enough. He has zero natural powers, and that is the entire point of him. He built everything from scratch: rocket boots, zero-point energy gauntlets that can immobilize anyone regardless of power, a remote island base, an army of robots that evolved to defeat superheroes, and he sold his tech globally. His Omnidroid went through multiple iterations specifically designed to counter new threats. He is an engineer who builds weapons that learn. Syndrome's zero-point energy is his trump card. It's not based on physical strength or magic, meaning it doesn't care what your power level is. You're strong? Great, you're still frozen in midair. This is the most fun matchup on the list because these two are functionally the same character type. Two genius villains, two tech-based arsenals, zero superpowers, maximum pettiness. Megamind wins on adaptability and creativity. He improvised his way out of situations that would have finished most villains. His brain-bot army is essentially a swarm intelligence. His disguise tech could theoretically let him infiltrate Syndrome's operation before it starts. He fights weird, and weird is hard to plan for. Syndrome wins on preparation and lethality. His Omnidroids are designed to learn and adapt mid-battle. One-on-one, his weapons are arguably more immediately lethal. He also has the advantage of being underestimated because of his aesthetic. The swing factor? Megamind's brainbots, Syndrome's Omnidroid. These two machines go to war in the background while their creators are trying to out-gadget each other, and that secondary battle probably determines the outcome. The verdict? Megamind takes it, but narrowly. And it's only because he would definitely use the transformation watch to impersonate Syndrome, steal his clicker, and turn his own Omnidroid against him. It's not the most honorable victory, but it's absolutely the most Megamind victory. And for the final score, DreamWorks takes 3 wins while Disney takes 2. And honestly, that feels right. Both studios have built villains that operate on completely different power philosophies. DreamWorks tends toward physical and tactical mastery. Disney leans into magical and divine authority. But with the literal embodiment of death on DreamWorks' side, I have no choice but to give them the win. So, do you agree? Because I think the comment section is about to be a war zone, and I'm here for it. Do you think Tai Lung will really beat Shaun Yu, or am I out of my mind? What about Genie Jafar? Do you think he can stop Shen's cannons? Who do you think would win if the ruler of the underworld stands against the Nightmare King? Do you think Maleficent would beat Death and we're all too scared to say it? And most importantly, was Megamind vs. Syndrome the petty genius battle of the century? Because I think it was. Drop your takes below, subscribe if you want more matchups like this, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.